We're at Deep Lake, Big Cypress Preserve, Everglades. Supposed to be a lot of gators here. And I see some, but I'm not going to see any on the banks because you can see there aren't any banks right now. But you can sure see the alligators swimming around. To the casual observer, the regular person, this is just another lake, but historically speaking, this is a millennia's old sinkhole, lake formed by a sinkhole, much like the Alachua Sink, and on and on and on. And it was near here on these banks. Billie Bowlegs had his last village, and it was destroyed by the Army of the federal government in, I want to say 1858 or 1857, but he died a year later. And now this is just a, well, it's not just anything, it's a magnificent piece of natural feature. Of course, gators do it for me. So just being able to come here and verify, I see 2, 4, 6, 8 or 10 right off the bat, and excuse me, there are, I could barely see, you know, I can see through the bushes that there's a lot more around that way. So I'm looking at a very small portion of it because, again, the lake is so high. So that also answers my question about going back and viewing the lake behind the Fakahatchee Hilton. It's going to be full, so without any banks for the gators to sit on, there's really nothing to see except their heads and the first few rows of scoots on their backs. You don't really get an idea of how big they are or anything, but it's cool to see them. You know, we're out here seeing them swim around and stuff, so that's pretty neat. Came through a path that said it was a mile long. It seemed longer than that to me, but that's only because I was, oh, very cool bird. Egret. I have no egrets. It was muddy. There was water covering it in places. Not a big fan of either one of those. And a lot of brush on either side, very tight. And something else that I'm not really fond of, because I have to cut myself through it. So that takes longer to get anywhere, but more than that, there's snakes all over the place in here, I'm sure. One of my least favorite things on the planet are snakes. But I'm wearing my gaiters, and I wanted to see this. This was something different that we hadn't seen the other times we've been down here, and that made it interesting to me. I want to see more than what we've seen. So there's so much down here, and I just want to see as much of it as I can before it's all gone. One day, and I won't live to see it, but one day this will be a pond in a city park, and there'll be children playing on the banks. There'll be, we see trees now. On the other side, there'll be office buildings and playgrounds and all that sort of stuff, because we have no mechanism, no statutes, no laws in place to prevent these sort of things. The developers want this. Somebody in the state can be paid enough to sell it to them, and the public loses. The natural ecosystems lose. And there we go. So before this is lost, I get to see it. I'm not sure if this is going to come out on video or not, but there's some really cool limestone formations. This being a sinkhole, this would be literally rimmed with limestone. You see limestone over here in this little shallow area as well. And if the water wasn't so high, apparently the drought that is in effect in the rest of the state is not affecting this part of the state. All the rain that was here during the rainy season has managed to basically see it through, which is the way it's really supposed to be. You have a good enough rainy season, and you just weather the dry season easily. Oh, gosh, my shaking is so bad. I'm not Alzheimer's or anything, it's just difficult to hold the thing perfectly still when it's zoomed in that much. Anyway, here we are. This is it. This is what we came to see. And I'm going to try to give a view of it. You can see back here, there really is no path. And right here, there really is no opening. This is it. I can't, walk out and look around or have an area free of trees. It's trees all around. Brush, bush, flora, fauna, the whole deal. But I got to see some alligators. I'm going to go see some more. Going to continue this trip on along Jane Scenic Drive, which I've been numerous times, but never gets old. Just I'll try to see some new stuff. So this is it. Being in the big cypress is pretty cool. So we're going to photograph it and absorb it a little more, and then we're going to head out. For now, we're going to shut down.